Hey everyone, and welcome back to NK Unfolds, where we unravel the heart of literature and dive deep into the timeless stories that shape our world. I'm your host, Nolan Chris, and today we're about to explore To Kill a Mockingbird, the Pulitzer Prize-winning novel by Harper Lee. This book isn't just about a courtroom drama or a coming-of-age tale. It's a powerful reflection of racial injustice, the loss of innocence, and the complexities of human nature. Whether you're revisiting this American classic or encountering it for the first time, we'll break it down together, one piece at a time. Section 1. The Town of Macomb and the Finch Family. We begin the novel in the small, sleepy town of Macomb, Alabama. Scout Finch, the story's narrator, takes us back to her childhood in the 1930s. Macomb isn't just any ordinary southern town. It's a place where time moves slowly and everyone knows everyone else's business. The town is also rife with social hierarchies, racial divisions, and a pervasive sense of tradition. Macomb is where the seeds of the novel's central conflict are sown. Now, Scout, whose real name is Jean Louise Finch, tells us this story from a grown-up perspective, but she recounts the events of her childhood with such clarity and honesty that we see the world through her eyes. Scout lives with her father, Atticus Finch, a lawyer whose integrity and wisdom shine throughout the story, and her older brother, Jem, who helps guide Scout through the complexities of growing up. Atticus isn't just a lawyer. He's a moral anchor in a town that struggles with its own deep-rooted prejudices. From the start, we see that Atticus is different from most of the other adults in Macomb. He treats everyone with respect, regardless of their social or racial background. His guidance shapes the moral foundation of Scout and Jem's lives. And while they may not understand all of his actions at first, over time, they come to realize just how significant his sense of justice and compassion truly is, and thereby learn that an even better life is possible for them. Section 2. The Mysterious Boo Radley and Childhood Innocence. Before we delve into the central plot of the novel, let's talk about Boo Radley. Boo is one of the most fascinating and misunderstood characters in To Kill a Mockingbird. As children, Scout, Jem, and their friend Dill are obsessed with the mysterious Boo Radley, who lives in a dilapidated house on their street. He's a reclusive figure, and local gossip fills the gaps, with rumors suggesting that Boo is some sort of monster. As the children's fascination with Boo grows, so does their imagination. They concoct elaborate stories about Boo's appearance and what he might be doing inside his house. But through these playful stories, Harper Lee subtly sets up a key theme of the novel: the idea that people are often judged by others' perceptions rather than their true selves. Boo, as we later come to learn, represents the mockingbird in the story, an innocent figure who's harmed by others simply because they don't understand him. In fact, Boo, like Tom Robinson, is someone who is misunderstood and unfairly judged by society. And as we move deeper into the novel, we'll see that both characters embody innocence, kindness, and vulnerability, traits that are often exploited by a prejudiced world. Those words by Boo in the trial lead me to think of the story of Boo and Valerian and the traits that are often exploited by a prejudiced world. Section 3. The Trial of Tom Robinson. Now let's shift gears and get into the heart of the story, the trial of Tom Robinson. Tom is an African-American man who's falsely accused of raping Mayella Ewell, a white woman. When Atticus is appointed to defend Tom, he knows that the case is more than just about one man's fate. It's a battle for justice in a deeply divided society. It's a case where racial prejudice is stacked against Tom from the beginning. Atticus takes the case, despite knowing the odds are insurmountable, but for him, defending Tom is a matter of principle. It's about standing up for what's right, even when it's uncomfortable, unpopular, or even dangerous. This decision doesn't sit well with everyone in Macomb. The townspeople, many of whom hold racist beliefs, are quick to criticize Atticus for defending a black man. They see Tom's case as an affront to their way of life, and the social pressure mounts on Atticus and his family. Throughout the trial, Atticus unravels the truth about the events that led to Mayella's accusation. He presents a compelling case that Tom is innocent, showing that the evidence does not match the allegations. He proves that Mayella's father, Bob Ewell, was likely the one who hurt her, but the deep-seated racism of the time works against Tom. The jury, influenced by their prejudice, convicts him anyway. But what's crucial in this section is not just the trial itself, but the moral lesson that Scout and Jem learn from it. They begin to understand that the world is not always just, that good people don't always win, and that moral courage often requires standing alone in the face of overwhelming opposition. Atticus becomes their moral hero, not just because he's a good lawyer, but because he refuses to compromise his values, even when society demands it. Section 4. The aftermath of the trial and the loss of innocence. After the trial, the consequences are immediate and far-reaching. Tom Robinson's conviction is a crushing blow to Atticus, Scout, and Jem. But the real devastation comes when Tom tries to escape from prison and is shot dead. This moment is pivotal because it symbolizes how deeply entrenched racism has destroyed any chance of justice for Tom. But it's also a moment where the children lose their innocence. Before the trial, they viewed the world in black and white terms, right and wrong, good and evil. But as they witness the harsh realities of racial injustice, they are forced to confront the ugliness of their society. They begin to understand that life is far more complicated than they ever imagined, and the things they thought they knew about fairness and justice no longer seem so clear. Carrie, Atticus tries to explain to them that while they may not be able to change the world overnight, they can stand up for what's right in their own lives. The trial was a lost battle, but the fight for justice isn't over. He tells them, "Most people are nice when you finally see them," reminding them to maintain hope in humanity, even when it's hard. That which is best for some is usually best for all. Section 5. Boo Radley's heroic act and the symbolism of the mockingbird. Opening. As we approach the novel's conclusion, the themes of prejudice and innocence culminate in a surprising and poignant way through Boo Radley. In the final chapters, Scout and Jem are attacked by Bob Ewell, who seeks revenge for his humiliation during the trial. But just as things take a dark turn, Boo Radley emerges from the shadows and saves them. He kills Bob in the process, protecting the children from harm. Boo's heroism is a powerful twist, and it reveals the irony of the whole novel. The monster the children once feared turns out to be the person who saves them. This moment reinforces the idea that things and people are rarely as they seem. The mockingbird, a symbol of innocence and goodness, is now fully realized. Boo is the embodiment of the mockingbird, a good soul who's been misunderstood and harmed by society's prejudices. In the final moments, Atticus agrees that Boo should be left alone, recognizing that exposing Boo would only cause him harm. He teaches Scout an important lesson, that sometimes doing the right thing means protecting the innocent from a world that doesn't understand them. This is the final message of the novel. Justice and empathy often require us to look beyond our preconceived notions and embrace the complexity of the world around us. Thank you for joining me today on NK Unfolds. To Kill a Mockingbird isn't just a story about racism or the loss of innocence. It's a reminder that the fight for justice and understanding is a lifelong journey. As we leave Maycomb behind, we're left with the wisdom of Atticus Finch, who taught us to see the world through others' eyes and to stand up for what's right, even when the odds are against us. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the novel and how it resonated with you. Let's continue the conversation. Stay tuned for more episodes where we explore the world of literature and the lessons it teaches us. Until next time, keep unfolding the stories that matter.